familiar. You're familiar. So if you don't know by now, then you should probably get familiar. You're familiar. So if you don't know by now, then you should probably get familiar.
We are here with part 2 on how to snap out of the educational matrix. I would like to present a new theory that discusses oppression and if talked upon has proven to be very effective. I have come up with a new theory, and the theory is racial intellectual suppression. There are individuals that we put on a hierarchy. We feel that they shouldn't be here because they just suppress the intellect. For quite some time now, there has been controversy on a race topic. The idea is a cross-disciplinary intellectual and social movement of civil rights scholars and activists who seek to examine the intersection of race and law in the United States and challenge mainstream American liberal approaches to racial justice. In other words, critical race theory. There are many reasons that people believe critical race theory should not be taught in schools, most of which the people are white. These people, most of which have never experienced firsthand injustice, oppression, and discrimination a day of their life. Conservative and Republicans have seen to be the vast majority of people voting against the teaching of critical race theory in schools. People believe that censorship is the reason Republicans do not want to talk about. Censorship meaning the suppression or prohibition of any parts of books, films, news, etc. that are considered obscene, politically unacceptable, or threat to security. They claim they want peace and equality, but then put the capability of a black female into question. They put offering Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown's position up for debate, simply because she is a black female judge and believe her actions will disturb old political ways. The history behind race shouldn't be seen as a threat to security or something to suppress. Because we suppress the truth is why our country is the way it is and why our flag and democracy will never live up to its full potential. When there is a problem in society, we dissect it until finding the root cause and target it, not just bury the murder weapon under a rug, especially not when the murder weapon is racism. Whether it's systematic racism, internalized racism, interpersonal racism, or structural racism, it has all sprouted from a single idea called whiteness, a terrible human infliction, an idea that was created off of internalized racial superiority. I simply don't understand why people get mad at us for wanting to dig deep into what has been done. We're simply quoting white people, which just goes to show that we are not the problem, but the actions done by them. If that's the case, then I agree with Prince Ye. Congress should be sent back to kindergarten. They need to learn that their actions too have consequences, and those consequences aren't defamation, but curiosity. Censoring CRT won't stop injustice, but allow the activity to multiply. Conservative and Republican media outlets say that this theory teaches discrimination to divide students by race, when their whiteness is what did this, not critical race. Critical race didn't name our babies litters. Critical race didn't dictate. Critical race didn't hang slaves up for entertainment purposes. Critical race didn't invent words to describe females as lower than dogs. Critical race didn't cut fingers off or brand us if production wasn't high. Critical race didn't take away simple human rights. Critical race didn't judge people based off the color of their skin. Oh right, but whiteness did. Whiteness may have scarred, but critical race can help us heal. Critical race just highlighted what was done in the first place. Senate Bill 2113 was passed, called Critical Race Theory Prohibited, and it was voted upon mostly by Republicans. So sad that even to this day, whiteness continues to be the main thing in this country. Republicans being against this bill just shows that critical race isn't a past issue, but a past and current issue. We see it every day, and it's sad how even more than 100 years later, white people still have a say in how black history is taught and what is taught every day. So the theory that is taught every day is African American censorship theory. The theory that if you suppress what has been done by African Americans, that it will simply go away. But contrary to popular belief, America isn't a woke society. We just sleepwalk all day. But what good is walking if you can't see what's done right in front of you, in front of your face? African American censorship is something that we see every day, but we don't speak upon. And what does that show? That white supremacy is and will continue to be the worst human infliction until black people get a say in what is taught and what is done each and every day. Because we don't get a say because entitled white people who think they know best get to play victims. You constructed fake sciences to prove the idea that you guys were racially and genetically superior, writing books to support racist acts and the murder of human beings. So now white people, you don't get a say. The same way we didn't have a say is the same way you won't have a say when we tear down your democracy one day and build it to the ground up, where it doesn't favor only like pigment, but the pigment darkness is there. Thank you, WSM family, and stay tuned.